Hello, thank you for joining us on the news. I'm Ruth Aguilera. President Bola Tinubu has inaugurated 2 newly appointed national commissioners of the Independent National Electoral Commission. The president also swore in 2 new board members of the Code of Conduct Bureau. 4 of them took oath of office before President Tinubu at the commencement of the Federal Executive Council meeting for this Monday, while Tukur Abdurazak Yusuf from Katsina State represents Northwest. Professor Sunday Aja from Ebonyi State is representing Southeast in the vacancies that existed in the Electoral Commission. Kenneth Ikpeme from Cross River State and Honorable Justice Ibrahim Buba, retired from Taraba State, are the new board members of the Code of Conduct Bureau. In other news, the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations is set to establish a digital agricultural village initiative for Nigerian farmers. This initiative comes as Minister of Agriculture and Food Security Abubakar Kyari announces that the ministry will begin collecting data on farmers to enhance service delivery. Musa Baba Aliyu reports.
The Digital Agricultural Village is an initiative by the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, FAO, aimed at serving as an extension hub for farmers. The digital innovation strategy has been developed to address critical challenges related to inclusive and sustainable transformation of the agri-food system. This workshop, organized by the FAO in Lagos, is part of the preparations for the launch of the Digital Village.
How to have a concrete Nigeria digital agriculture solution platform to be able to all decision makers, all the stakeholders working in the agriculture sector to work all together to be able to find a solution
in powering, providing capacity building for the youth and also generating innovations.
But that's what we're trying to do, use digital platforms, use technology, use innovation, use mechanization to ease agriculture. And that will attract them, and that is a very, very worthwhile venture. And we're going to have pilot schemes all over the country where we're going to adopt all what we're talking about.
The minister noted that as part of the government's effort to develop the Digital Village initiative, a pilot program will be conducted in Nasarawa State before a nationwide rollout. Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
The ongoing rehabilitation of Aba Port Harcourt Road is progressing, we hear, significantly, as the project is expected to revitalize the economy of Aba. This was the observation by the Minister of Works, Dave Umahi, during an inspection tour of the road. We'll bring you the details during the course of the bulletin. We turn to other issues. The Chief of Air Staff, Hassan Abubakar, has inaugurated welfare and quick impact groups response in Kanji, New Busa, Borgu local government area of Niger State to mark the celebration of 64th anniversary of the Nigerian Air Force and service to the nation. Kabir Abdullahi will tell us more.
The project inaugurated include 2 blocks of 3-by-1 bedroom flats, officers' quarters, Protestant church building, gymnasium complex, and office complex for 635 Armament Support Group headquarters. The effort is aimed at improving the welfare of personnel to effectively and efficiently tackle various contemporary security challenges in the country.
These structures are more than just buildings. They are critical enablers of air power protection. The Nigerian Air Force Base, Kaiji, holds a strategic position in Nigeria's defense architecture.
Your presence here today is both inspiring and reassuring. We are immensely grateful that despite your numerous responsibilities, you have deemed it important to personally visit NAF Base Kaunji to commission a number of vital projects.
The development strides are expected to be replicated in all the Air Force formations across the country. In New Busa, Kabir Abdullahi, NTA News.
Security, no doubt, is a collective responsibility of all and sundry. With the growing issues of security challenges across the country, while Kogi State government is strengthening its security architecture with a deliberate and coordinated effort towards repositioning the vigilante service for a secured state. Let's hear from Solomon Ayedehi.
Strategic position of the Kogi State Vigilante Service as a community-based security outfit in the fight against crime and criminality in the state cannot be overemphasized. The service provides first line of defense in community policing while collaborating with the conventional security agents to enhance security of lives and property in the state. With its command in all the 21 local government headquarters of the state, the service is under the supervision of council chairmen to enhance effective service delivery.
I'm in support of them, and I thank God everything are in order. There's no breach of peace.
It has come to help us bridge that gap that we used to have between the central police force that we have and then the local police force that we're supposed to have.
To this end, the Kogi State government has gazetted the act establishing the State Vigilante Service, incorporating it into the State Civil Service with an enhanced remuneration and other welfare packages. In Lokoja, Solomon Ayedehi, NTA News.
Well, let's get more insight into the details of, securing the state, talking about the vigilante service. Solomon joins us live now from Kogi. Solomon, please tell us how prepared these vigilante service are, if we're talking the fight against crime in the state.
Welcome to Lokoja, the Kogi State capital. I'm right now at the premises of Kogi State Vigilante Service, and I can tell you categorically that Kogi State Vigilante Service is well prepared to tackle insecurity challenges in Kogi State. This is as a result of the commitment of the state government in providing the enabling environment for the men and officers of the service to operate. First, the leading officer, the Controller General of Kogi State Vigilante Service, in person of Navy Commander Miriam Adinoye, retired, is working seriously to reposition the service for effective service delivery. When he came in, he worked in synergy with other security agencies in the state and leveraging the commitment of the state government, who the governor himself, Governor Ahmed Usman Ododo, who has provided the service, the enabling environment. And what do I mean by that? The state government has gazetted the act that established the service, incorporating the service into the state civil service. As I'm talking to you now, the staff and the men and officers of the service, they are enjoying the minimum wage that the state government is paying. In other words, there's an improvement in their remuneration. Apart from that, the state government is working out an insurance cover for men and officers of the vigilante service, apart from providing logistics for the officers to work effectively. So I believe that with all these incentives, the men are gallant and they are ready to go in the fight of insecurity in Kogi State.
All right, Solomon, it's good welfare package, check. And of course, infrastructure, talking about the logistics they need, check. But what about the citizens? How are they embracing this initiative?
Yes, the people of Kogi State are happy with the service because the indigents are recruited and they are working in their various communities in synergy with traditional rulers, community leaders, and even the other security agents in the state. And the people are sleeping with their eyes closed. And of course, that is the essence of security. And recently, the commander, the Controller General of the Kogi State Vigilante Service, told the 21 local government area councils, collaborating with the chief security officers in the various local government areas of the state, and seeking further collaboration to ensure that the people at the grassroots are feeling the impact of the state government in terms of security and provision of social amenities and infrastructure. As I speak with you, the State Vigilante Service are in the forefront of providing a cover for conventional security agents in the fight against kidnappers and bandits in the bushes across, in the forests and bushes across Kogi State. So the people of the state are happy and they are hoping for a best service going forward.
Thank you so much, Solomon, for that insight. Thank you. And we turn to other issues. Imo State Governor Hope Uzodinma has pledged his administration's total support to the youths in the state in order to enable them to actualize their dreams and aspirations in appreciation of their resolve to join the fight against insecurity in the state. Kinsley Ononiwo reports.
Flagging off the Imo Youth Marathon race, Governor Hope Uzodinma described youths as the pillars of the society through which any nation stands. He therefore assured the youths in the state that his administration will do everything humanly possible to give them the needed support that will enable them to secure their futures.
The government of Imo State and our people, thank you and commend your efforts in working against insecurity in Imo State, making Imo State to be a destination for investment.
The Imo State Commissioner for Youth Development and Talent Hunt, Emeka Mandela, says the essence of the exercise is to bring together the youths in the state for the sole purpose of promoting peace with a view to putting to an end security challenges in the state.
We want to use this exercise to speak out to the world out there to make them understand that Imo State is safe, Imo peace, Imo youths are peaceful, and any narratives that are being sold out there outside what you're seeing here is false.
The slogan of the marathon race is Youths Say No to Insecurity.
Let's talk politics. The leadership of the People's Democratic Party has set up a 7-member committee headed by the former president of the Senate and former governor of Kwara State, Dr. Bukola Saraki, to bring quick reconciliation and reach out in such a manner that the party will have a very rancor-free and harmonious INEC and convention this year. Well, this formed part of resolutions reached after a meeting between the PDP Governors Forum, former governors who are still members of the party, and the party's National Working Committee. Correspondent Timothy Yusuf reports.
All the governors elected on the platform of the PDP, former governors that are still in the party, including the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike and some members of the National Working Committee, arrived at Sokoro Lodge of the Bauchi State Government, one after the other, for a meeting that held behind closed doors. Briefing the media after the meeting, Chairman of the PDP Governors Forum and Governor of Bauchi State, Senator Bala Mohammed, said some of the discussions were related to the party's existential issues with a view to navigate smoothly for the National Executive Committee meeting of the party that is scheduled to take place on the 27th of this month and convention by August 2025.
So many issues and francos have been made, and it is an opportunity to close rank and to make sure that at least there is no ill feelings, there are no qualms, there are no misgivings between the leaders of the party.
On the defection in the party, the meeting described it as manifestations in a democratic setup.
And this is what is forcing us to come together, rather than diminishing us and weakening us, is making us stronger. We will make sure at least those chapters where we have history, where we have structure, are not left alone.
The meeting, however, acknowledged that there are quite a lot of issues that are affecting the party and causing crises within it, assuring that all will be resolved soon. Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
All right, time to get latest news from Lagos as we join Hingino John Adams.
Thank you, Ruth, and welcome to Lagos. Agencies under the supervision of the Ministry of Regional Development have adopted a uniform action plan to fast-track the development of all geopolitical zones in the country. The 11 action plans and 17-point communique the Minister of Regional Development, Abubakar Momo, and other key stakeholders say will form the policy thrust of the ministry and the operations of the development commissions. Joel Bukola has the reports.
The three-day brainstorming session to navigate the best templates for the development of the 6 commissions featured high-level discussions expected to herald inclusive and impactful regional development with a workable roadmap that is in tandem with the development templates of the current administration. The communique adopted and read at the event is a clear demonstration of the determination of the ministry to ensure government policies translate to results, with timelines for implementation of the consensus of participants at the 3-day retreat.
Regional development commissions to establish regional banks to diversify sources and forms of finance and to serve as entities to pull in external finance. To allocate dedicated funds for technology upgrades and staff training.
Due process in award of contracts, effective project management, and prudent distribution of resources are part of the action plans by the participants who unanimously agreed on the need to give the 6 development commissions solid foundation. For the Minister of Regional Development, the retreat has achieved the desired results.
Every ministry was assigned with deliverables, and the boards under each of the ministries will also assign the deliverables. All of those things will also be given to these new commissions, and that will be what will guide them in whatever they are doing.
Key topics discussed at the technical sessions are institutional collaboration with anti-corruption agencies, financing options and perspectives for regional development, managing executive stress in public service, leveraging ICT in managing complex regional development programs, and other salient areas instrumental to the reform agenda. In Lagos, Joel Bukola, NTA News.
To bridge existing gap between the rich and the less privileged in the society, Okeabuno Foundation has been inaugurated and launched in Asaba, Delta State. The non-profit organization is dedicated to empowering the underprivileged through education, healthcare, and sustainable development initiatives. Susan Esu reports.
Okeabuno Foundation, a non-governmental organization, is founded by young Samuel Sunday Okeabuno to empower lives, transform communities, and take young and talented people off the streets. According to the Chief Executive Officer, Samuel Okeabuno, the core areas of concern for the foundation are health and wellness, youth and women empowerment, good governance and leadership, sustainable development goals, and community integration. The foundation has a strategic project roadmap that will span the period of 5 years.
The global vision to ignite change, empower communities, and restore dignity across Africa.
In a lecture titled Youth Advocates for Sustainable Community Development, Chika Omoso listed cultural preservation, environmental protection, and participatory planning as some of the principles of sustainable community development. Dignitaries who graced the occasion pledged their support for the growth of Okeabuno Foundation.
Pray for him first, so that the project will move as he's saying it.
Always laudable, good idea. When you decide to embark on a humanitarian service, which is given back to the people, we're supporting him, both moral and financial.
I've been supporting him, and now that the project is out, I will support him fully.
Okeabuno Foundation has, in the past few weeks, offset medical bills, provided educational materials to schools, among other humanitarian services. In Asaba, Susan Esu, NTA News.
Those are the stories from Lagos. Nationwide continues in Maiduguri after the break.
This is nationwide under Nigerian Television Authority. The news belt now continues in Maiduguri. Borno State Governor Babagana Umar Zulum has approved the release of 35 patrol vehicles and motorcycles to enhance operational capabilities of the military and youth volunteers in Izge town. The governor gave the approval during an assessment visit to Goza. Here is Mohammed Guni with the rest of the story.
The approval for the patrol vehicles and motorcycles is part of efforts to improve mobility for local security volunteers, enabling them to respond swiftly to threats and support military operations in their community. Governor Zulum commended the Nigerian military, the local community, and youth volunteers for their gallantry in repelling recent insurgents' attack at Izge community in Goza local government area, and assured them that the state authorities will do whatever it takes to maintain law and order in the community.
We have seen the commitment and enthusiasm of the officers and men of the 26th Brigade. They are very strong enough. In recent times, they have been repelling almost all attacks.
According to the governor, the logistic facilities include 5 Toyota Hilux and 30 motorcycles, among other operational logistics. He also disclosed plans for gradual resettlement of more displaced communities, assuring residents of continued government support to restore peace and stability. While in Bama, headquarters of Bama local government, Governor Babagana Umar Zulum assessed the main market there, where he announced decision to rehabilitate the market for economic activities to thrive.
Inshallah, we shall make a modest effort to rebuild the Bama market. What we intend to do is not only rebuilding the Bama market, but to also introduce befitting structures in front of the market.
The market was reconstructed following the inferno, which completely burned down every structure within the commercial hub of the township in 2011. In Maiduguri, Mohammed Goni, NTA News.
Away from recent happenings in Goza now, to tell you that wife of Borno State Governor Dr. Falmata Babagana Umar Zulum has launched the distribution of agricultural support items to women, youths and young farmers in the state. The gesture, which was spearheaded by the Renewed Hope initiative of Nigeria's First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, aims to enhance food security and agricultural activities. Murjana Hassan completes the story.
The program, held at the multipurpose hall of the Government House, is part of the Renewed Hope initiative and Federal Ministry of Agriculture's effort to engage women, youth and young farmers in eradicating poverty and excelling in their chosen careers.
We are cultivating self-sufficiency and resilience.
Dr. Falmata commended the Renewed Hope initiative for supporting women in Borno and lauded the Zulum administration's investment in agriculture, adding that the initiative is an opportunity to boost the economic status of women folks in the state, considering what they went through as a result of the insurgency. Dr. Falmata charged beneficiaries to ensure the sustainability of the project by maintaining the terms and conditions of participation.
I am delighted to reaffirm our commitment to the Every Home a Garden competition, which encourages our citizens to cultivate gardens at home, as this initiative aims to promote food security and sustainable living.
Federal government's commitment to empower. Commissioner for Women Affairs, Zuira Gambo, praised the initiator of the Renewed Hope initiative for empowering women in the agriculture sector.
The Renewed Hope initiative in Borno State.
Commissioner for Agriculture, Baumi Sami, commended the Renewed Hope initiative and the federal government for promoting women inclusiveness in agriculture. The beneficiaries were advised not to sell the tools, but use them as a key to unlocking opportunities. In Maiduguri, Murjana Hassan, NTA News.
And those are the latest stories. For now, from Maiduguri, Ruth in Abuja has more reports for us.
Thank you very much, Abubakar. In a major leap towards youth empowerment and human capital development, Jigawa State has unveiled a state-of-the-art science, technical and vocational education skills acquisition center. Positioned as the first of its kind in northern Nigeria, the facility aims to set a benchmark for technical education in the region. Mohammed Musa Skira reports.
With over 5 billion naira already invested in construction and equipment and an additional 700 million naira earmarked for building workshops and student hostels, among others, the center is poised to become a hub for innovation and hands-on learning. So far, stakeholders in the education sector say more than 200 students have been admitted, a promising start to what the state hopes will be a transformative journey in technical education.
We will work together with the federal government to ensure that we have given proper technical and vocational education.
As we are all aware, TVET is one of the key areas now for ensuring human capital development, which is one of the priorities also for the President of Nigeria.
Following the inauguration, Governor Umar Namadi and his entourage moved to the weekly Government and Citizens Engagement Program, a platform for transparency and accountability in governance. Several gifts were presented to the governor by various ethnic groups and associations in the area. From educational investments to community engagement, stakeholders say Jigawa State's leadership is working to ensure that progress is not just promised but delivered. A model worth emulating as Jigawa sets the pace for technical education and responsive governance in northern Nigeria. From Dutse, Muhammad Musa Askira, NTA News.
Constituting viable policy, creating emergency call line and use of technology have been identified as ways of addressing the issue of sexual harassment in tertiary institutions in the country. This was brought to the fore at a one-day symposium by the Bayelsa State Ministry of Education in Yenagoa. Doris Akumoye reports.
The issue of sexual harassment in tertiary institutions in Nigeria has continued, despite alarm recently created by female students and effort by authorities to check unacceptable developments. These issues, discussants agree, are caused by various factors, including absence of sexual harassment prohibition bill, poor implementation of related existing policy, lack of confidential reporting.
We need not to report. That is we can do. We can lighten our minds so that we can have a better way of attending the issue.
The model anti-sexual harassment policy that was approved, designed and co-designed by the ICPC and mandated that all schools in Nigeria should have that policy as a working document.
Just to keep informing, keep talking about it until it sinks into the fabrics of people that this is not a normal thing.
Preferring solution, giving us a safe space as females, and not just as females, as students, because even males go through sexual harassment, to be able to voice out our concern.
The interacting session was engaging as fallout of the discussion stakeholders believe will address the issue of sexual harassment in our campuses and beyond. In Yenagoa, Doris Akomonye, NTA News.
The Federal High Court sitting in Abuja has fixed Tuesday, 13th May for the hearing of motion on contempt of court order in the Senator Natasha Akpoti Uduaghan and the National Assembly matter. Upon resumption of the trial, counsel to second defendant informed the court that he has filed an affidavit calling the attention of the court to the violation of the court order, which states that parties should desist from making comments or publishing about the case on social media. He alleged that the plaintiff has violated the court order by publishing a satirical letter to the Senate President on her Facebook page. Counsel to the plaintiff equally informed the court that there is a pending contempt of court on the defendant. The plaintiff counsel averred that Justice Emeka Nwete has restrained the Senate from suspending Senator Natasha Akpoti Uduaghan, pending the outcome of the ex-parte motion, but the Senate went ahead and suspended her for 6 months. This, the plaintiff counsel maintained as gross contempt of court order, which should not be overlooked. After hearing both parties, Justice Binta Inyako ordered the parties to return to court on Tuesday by 12 noon to adopt the motions filed on contempt of court. All right, let's find out what's happening in Ibadan as we join Larry for more from his end. Hello, Larry.
See you and welcome to Ibadan.
The Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde has presented 2 trucks and a car to enhance operations of the Oyo-Osun Zonal Police Command. The governor made the gesture during a courtesy visit by the 34th AIG of Police in charge of Oyo-Osun Zone 11 Command, Fred Ekokoju. Correspondent Kehinde Omolosho reports.
Lauding the impressive performance of security operatives in Oyo State, Governor Makinde says this has influenced stability and economic activities in Oyo and Osun states. While suing for peace between the people at Oyo-Osun boundaries, Governor Makinde charged the elite to promote long-lasting peace across the southwest and Nigeria as a whole.
In an atmosphere of insecurity, nothing, absolutely nothing can be achieved. We want people before the state creation, so there shouldn't be a problem at all. We'll call our people to order and ensure that we do our own bit for peace to reign.
Assistant Inspector General of Police in charge of Oyo-Osun Zone 11 Command described this visit as homecoming and pledged to continue to contribute to the security architecture of Oyo and Osun states to stem any boundary disputes between the 2 states.
It's more of dialogue. They're using a kinetic force. We have done the hard meeting with the community leaders from both ends. April 2024, when the team was very high. So we had a meeting with them and we resolved that every part of the community should maintain peace, pending the result of the border committee set up to know the actual boundary between Osun and Oyo State.
On the AIG's entourage were the Commissioner of Police in Oyo State, CP Johnson Adenola, and Oyo State Security Council advisors. Kehinde Omolosho, NTA News.
In a bid to enhance media productivity, especially in the era of artificial intelligence, industry experts are working to improve on the application of the AI technology for enhanced quality. Oyinkansola Ojelade now reports on this media engagement held in Abeokuta, Ogun State.
Over the years, the media industry has consistently embraced evolving technological innovations from the era of telegraphs to the dynamic of the new media. As the rise in the use of artificial intelligence continues to bring more innovation to media practice, Nigerian journalists are being challenged to harness this transformative technology to enhance their efficiency and productivity. This engagement with the theme Market Square, turning connections into gold in the AI age, sets the tone for engaging conversations on the future of journalism in a technological-driven world.
There's a lot of distraction because there's overload of information. So, for us, it is how should the media help themselves to be able to adapt, to the situation.
The Executive Director Programs at the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, Tari Taylor, emphasized the significance of the summit in shaping the future of the Nigerian media.
Had opportunity to network as media leaders. We've also had opportunities to learn more of the importance of AI and how we can leverage on it.
You need to first define your approach towards the usage of AI.
The summit featured panel discussions with media executives, provided a platform for them to share insights and expertise on the theme leveraging on artificial intelligence in the media and other pressing issues affecting the industry. In Abeokuta, Oyinkansola Ojelade, NTA News.
And those are the trending reports from Ibadan. At this hour, Nationwide continues with Susan in Makurdi Network Center. After this break, stay with us.
Thank you for joining us in Makurdi. Nasarawa State Government is engaging the Rural Electrification Agency as part of strategic engagement with Subnational to accelerate access to electricity in unserved and underserved communities. Aliu Tijani reports that the agency and the state government signed a memorandum of understanding to provide enabling environment for investment in the renewable energy subsector.
One state at a time, the Rural Electrification Agency is deepening engagement with subnationals to woo private sector investment at the state level, while federal government continue to roll out interventions for solar mini-grid deployment across the country. Rural Electrification Agency says the role of state government is key as Nigerian target 30,000 megawatt generation from renewable energy sources by the year 2030. The signing of Memorandum of Understanding between Rural Electrification Agency and Nasarawa State Government marks a turning point in a renewed vigor to catalyze private sector investment in renewable energy.
And we also have identified 2,402 off-grid communities that can be provided with electricity. And we also identified 564 off-grid healthcare facilities.
Nasarawa State Government promises enable environment for private sector investment in renewable energy in line with its ease of doing business policy.
There are special tax holidays for renewable energy because it's a win-win situation for you and for our own communities that are benefiting. This is in addition to the fact that we have unwavering commitment as an administration to ensure that whatever you are coming to do in Nasarawa State, we are going to handhold you.
Industry record shows that Nasarawa State has the highest number of mini-grid in the country, and with the renewed partnership with RARE, it is expected that the state will sustain the trajectory to close energy gap in the state. Aliu Tijani, NTA News.
The Taraba State Governor, Agbu Kefas, is taking steps to attract foreign investors to the state. This follows the official unveiling of the logo of the first Taraba State International Investment Summit. Godwin Inalegu reports that the logo was unveiled at the Executive Council Chambers, TY Danjuma House, Jalingo.
The governor, Agbu Kefas, unveiled the logo of the Taraba State International Investment Summit, scheduled to hold in Jalingo on the 21st of May 2025, to showcase Taraba's potential as an investment destination. The governor, while unveiling the logo, displayed it to the public at the ceremony held at the TY Danjuma House, Jalingo.
Today, we take the first bold steps in branding and broadcasting that potential through a virtual identity that will come to symbolize our aspiration, our values, and our commitment to partnership.
By the end of the summit, Your Excellency, we expect that MOUs will be signed and deals on investment also will be sealed.
At the heart of the design lies a vibrant green leaf. While it continues to represent our deep agricultural heritage, its form now speaks to something broader.
A proposed seminar with the theme Unlocking Taraba's Investment Potential, Advancing Agriculture, Energy, Mining and Industrialization for Sustainable Growth and Development is expected to bring together investors and teams of experts from across the globe. In Jalingo, Godwin Inalegu, NTA News.
And that's the size of our package from Makudi. It's back to Ruth in Abuja for the continuation of Nationwide.
Thank you very much, Susan. The NDLEA says after over 25 years of conducting forensic analyses in a single laboratory facility in Lagos, it has established 2 new laboratories and upgraded the existing one to enhance accessibility, expedite timely analysis and prosecute cases following a surge in drug seizures over the past months. The 2 additional laboratories built in Abuja and Enugu are strategically located and equipped with state-of-the-art facilities designed to meet the highest standards of quality and safety protocols. The chairman of the NDLEA, Brigadier General Mohammed Buba Marwa, through the Director of Media and Advocacy, Femi Babafemi, said the newly constructed laboratories will enable them to enhance their forensic analysis capabilities. The federal government has expressed its commitment to ensure that Nigerians stranded in other countries return home safely. Federal Commissioner, National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons, Tijani Aliyu Ahmed, stated this while hosting members of the Technical Working Group on Repatriation of Nigerians. The quest for greener pastures through irregular means across the continent continues to pose concerns, especially in changing the narrative against irregular pathways. As part of its mandate to promote regular pathways for migration and enhance migration governance in the country, the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons is hosting members of the Technical Working Group in Repatriation of Nigerians who are stranded in various countries to discuss ways of strengthening repatriation processes for Nigerians in a safe and dignified manner.
So the challenge is how do we have an adequate advocacy so that our younger ones will now understand if they want to leave this country, this is the pathway, this is the regular way they can follow, and this is how they can go about it. Some of them we are talking about in Libya, in Sudan, in Niger, they cannot return back to the country.
In a related development, Nigeria is set to host Euro-African countries for a high-level dialogue as chairman of the Rabat process, a thematic meeting aimed at leveraging the advantages of migration in the aspects of knowledge transfer, investment opportunities, and bridging innovations across borders.
This thematic meeting will aim to generate actionable strategies. It will provide a timely platform to discuss how African youth can be meaningfully empowered through education, innovation, skills development, and diaspora engagement.
As Nigeria continues to champion migration agenda, the goal is to reshape migration narrative through an inclusive and responsive approach and enhance opportunities for Nigerian youths. An aircraft operated by Air Peace was grounded following its collision with an antelope while taxiing on the runway of the Asaba airport. The flight was slated for Abuja when the incident occurred. The NACA Director of Public Affairs and Consumer Protection, Michael Achimugu, confirmed this, stating that the Air Peace aircraft ran into a large antelope, decimating the animal and leaving the aircraft on ground. Flights were thereby disrupted, with engineers on ground to assess and fix the plane. Achimugu added that with situations like these, the airline owes its passengers the information, refund and other forms of care they are entitled to, and it could still be sanctioned if they fail to provide same. Achimugu, however, assured passengers that investigation is ongoing to find out what was responsible for this incident and to address it. Still on aviation matters, Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, launches the revised regulations on insurance for lease aircraft in Nigeria, which aims to strengthen Nigeria's aviation and insurance industries and promote ease of doing business in the country. Aliyu Kabir reports.
The aviation industry is inherently high risk, with potential for accident, damage and unforeseen events. To mitigate these risks, insurance plays a vital role. Key stakeholders, including the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, and the Commissioner for Insurance, National Insurance Commission, highlighted the significance of new insurance regulations which aim to bring certainty, predictability and stability to the aviation insurance market.
What we have today, the product we have today, is a complete Nigerian position that is also in tandem with what the world also expects. The Aviation Working Group has looked at what they have done. They have agreed with it. They have shared it with, most of the leasers and financiers across the world.
Aviation has come to be seen as that critical sector that must propel the growth which this administration desires.
But we also want, like yesterday, the stories of delays in flights, the stories of cancellation of flights to be a thing of the past. I think it's time for us to hold our operators to higher standards. I think it's important to note that, yes, the insurance industry has been open, which will give access to more aircrafts.
These new regulations, stakeholders are optimistic that they will liberalize insurance requirements, boost industry capacity and reassure the global aviation market of Nigeria's commitment to international standards. Ultimately, this development is expected to positively impact Nigeria's economic growth and development. In Abuja, Aliu Kabir, NTA News.
The National Hajj Commission of Nigeria has recorded a remarkable progress in the ongoing airlift of Nigerian pilgrims from the 2025 Hajj. A statement issued by the NACON Assistant Director, Information and Publication, Fatima Sanda Usara, says within 3 days of commencement, the Commission has successfully airlifted more than 7,800 pilgrims, representing about 19% of the total number of the Nigerian contingent of this year's Hajj. This marks a notable improvement from the 9% airlifted within the same period in 2024. The NACON chairman, Professor Abdullahi Saleh Usman, commends the performance of the airlines, the state pilgrims boards and other stakeholders for their cooperation that facilitated a smooth and timely movement of the pilgrims. And we're done with Nationwide. Thank you for your company. I'm Ruth Aguilera.